Well, hello there and welcome. This is Emily Midgett for you here today from 6th Street Sundries, and today I have a project featuring the new Clover Wreath Stencil from the Simon Says Stamp Good Luck Charm release. This stencil I thought was such a pretty arrangement of foliage, but I wondered if I couldn't turn those pretty clovers into flowers. And with some unique ink colors, I think I accomplished that. So we're just going to take the Clover Wreath Stencil, the Here For You die, some Hero Arts contour ink and a Hero Arts blending brush and some Copic markers, and we're going to turn that into a floral wreath rather than a clover wreath. So today's technique starts with doing some selective inking on the Clover Wreath Stencil. What I've done is I have taped down the Clover Wreath Stencil onto my slimline card base. This is a 3.5 by 8.5 inch white card base, and I'm just going to use the Hero Arts contour ink to blend some of the image onto my card front. I'm going to make a kind of a swag that kind of gracefully drips down from the top and kind of grows up from the bottom. So to do that, I use Post-it notes, I use washi tape, and I ink only the areas that I think would create a graceful swag. I do go back over that first layer because it is a little bit light to pick up on the camera. I go back over it again later with another layer of the contour ink. But this contour ink is great for no line coloring with a regular stamped image, and so I wondered if I could use it to create an image with a stencil for me to use my Copic markers on. I know this is not a new technique. I think Kathy Rakusin has done this. I think I've seen Gina Kay do this as well. So this is definitely not a technique that I myself have come up with, but it's the first time that I have ever tried this. And so I was really excited to see what kind of an arrangement I could create with this Clover Wreath stencil. So you'll see here, I'm just kind of maneuvering and turning the stencil to be able to get the images that I want ink blended. So here is my Copic wallet. Basically, it shows all of my favorite Copic combinations on little 2x2 squares that I have in the coin pockets. And there you'll see on the screen, those are the two sets of Copic combinations that we're going to use. The green combination, I don't use the T7 marker, I only use the 3 green markers, but that Copic combination is great for foliage. I'm going to do some very basic Copic coloring on these images. The Hero Arts contour ink is my favorite ink for no line coloring. I think it disappears really nicely into your image, whether it's watercolor, whether it's Copic coloring, whether it's pencil coloring. It's a very nice light neutral ink. And so I use that basically all the time for any of my no line coloring. So you'll see I'm laying down the colors starting with the darkest marker and kind of pushing that color out with the subsequently lighter markers. I am not being super careful on how on adding too much depth and dimension here. This is a very simple kind of graphic overall feel for this image, so I'm not too concerned about making it super detailed like I normally would with a floral image. This is we're just going to kind of have fun with it and do some basic Copic coloring. But you can see I keep rotating the paper so that the point of my marker is pointing away from me. This allows me to see better where my ink has gone and how much blending I've done. It just basically gives me better control over where I'm putting the color down. So I'm just going to keep adding color to these 4-leaf clovers, turning them from foliage that you would find in your grass to flowers. And I'm gonna color the leaves / petals pink, and then I'm going to add some little yellow dots with a yellow Copic marker in the center to create the center of the flower and make it look like a flower. So it's really fun to take these stencils and see how you can modify them to turn them into something completely unique. So now here we have all of the berries and flowers colored with our pink grouping, and now we're going to work on the foliage. Like I said, I don't use the T7 marker on the foliage here because, again, this is a very basic image. The overall feel of the image is very basic, and so I don't really need that extra dark gray to get down into nooks and crannies because there aren't any really. It's a very simply drawn illustration, but it's such a pretty layout. So here I'm just adding the darkest green shade, and then we're going to work our way down to the lighter colors, pushing that dark green out with the lighter colors until the image is complete. So here we are putting the last finishing touches on the final little sprig of foliage, and there's our completed card base. Now here we're going to use the Here For You die, which was designed by Kathy Zielski, who is an amazing designer. We're going to die cut it twice, the main detailed portion twice from white cardstock, and the outline portion once from some heavyweight vellum cardstock from Hero Arts. And then I'm going to adhere the two detail layers together just to add a little bit of extra height and stability to this extremely detailed image. These super detailed, delicate die cuts can kind of be finicky a little bit, so adding that little extra bit of strength and stability to it is one of my favorite ways to kind of help it make it pop on the card front, especially when I'm doing kind of a tone-on-tone look with the white cardstock with the white vellum on the white card base. So I'm just using Hero Arts Precision Glue, which is my favorite glue for adhering images like this. You could also use some of the double-sided adhesive on your cardstock before you run it through your machine. But so here I'm going to adhere this to my slimline card base using some clear foam adhesive. This just adds a little bit of extra height. And with vellum, it can be kind of tricky to adhere vellum because without making a mess on the back of the vellum, so you have to, you can either use clear foam adhesive as I've done here, or you can use very thin strips of regular adhesive and just make sure that they're thin enough that they fit behind those solid die cuts. I like using the clear adhesive because then I don't have to work with such very thin pieces. But so here we're going to add some, these are some iridescent white pearls from Trinity Stamps. I've just recently gotten these embellishments from Trinity Stamps, and I think they are just lovely. They come in such a huge variety of sizes. I love that, having having a bunch of different sizes at my disposal depending on how big my card front is. So here I'm adding them with some more liquid adhesive and my pointy scissors. Those scissors get a workout in my craft room. And then we're finished. So I hope this card inspires you to take a look at your stencils and see if you can modify them to create a completely unique image. That is one of my favorite parts of stencils, is how many techniques you can use with them. And this no line coloring that I've done with it today is just one of them, and I think it's so much fun. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something. If you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up and maybe hit the subscribe button to see more content from me in the future. You can also check out my blog at emilymidgett.com. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.